Hello everyone, welcome back to Run the NBA, and today I wanted to talk about Jaren Jackson Jr., who at least for me is one of the most interesting and one of the most promising young prospects in the NBA, who just needs to put it all together and be able to stay healthy. If you do enjoy the video, be sure to leave a like down below and subscribe to the channel if you are new. But let's go ahead and talk about Jaren Jackson Jr. and his brilliant upside in the NBA as he continues on in his very young career. So when we're talking about Jaren Jackson Jr., this is of course someone who unfortunately suffered a significant injury in the second year of his career, came back last year and really didn't come back anywhere near as early as expected, and as you would unfortunately expect, didn't play anywhere near to the level that he did in year two. His offensive efficiency was not as good, his defensive impact was not as good. Given the fact he only played 11 games last year and he was coming back from a significant knee injury, you would expect that it was going to take him a little bit of time to get back to that same level. Now the question remains moving forward into next year is, can he get back to that year two level? Can he improve from that? Or has this knee injury severely set him back? Now, personally, I think Jaren Jackson Jr., if healthy, if this knee injury is not a concern, has the potential to be one of the best players in the NBA. I'm not saying he will be that, because personally, I don't think he will be, but he does have the potential to do so with his athletic build, with the skill set he already has at this point in time in his career, about to turn age 22 before the beginning of this season. He has the potential, he has the athletic ability, the length, the basketball skill to develop himself into someone who could be one of the best players in the league. He has the ability to floor space, he has the ability and upside to finish down low, whether that's at the power forward spot or at the center spot. He already has a decent handle for someone his size and at his length. If he could develop his playmaking skills a lot, then that can help with that as well. He does need to improve his rebounding, I think, which is probably the weakest part of his game for someone of his size and his length. But even still as it is, he is a good floor spacer. He shot 39% from deep in year two for a reason, and I would expect that once he has a full off season this summer, back in full health, that will continue to improve in year four. He is a very good rim protector. He also can give you some good perimeter defense. This is someone who has very good lateral quicks for someone who sees a lot of time at the center spot. I think long term he is best as a power forward, but you can definitely make the argument that he'll play as a center. I don't think he'll play a ton at center this year. I think power forward is his spot. I know he's played both for this Memphis team over the last couple of years, but I think power forward is his spot. Steven Adams is still on the team, so you would project he's going to be the starting center anyways. So it really comes down to just Jaren Jackson Jr. now being in the second year, the first full year since his significant injury, and seeing how much that injury has hampered his ability, or whether it was just a matter of he hadn't played basketball in a really long time, and so he just was a little bit rusty, which is completely fair. So I'm really excited to see what the future holds for Jaren Jackson Jr. I think if he can continue to get his three-point shot back up to the level where it was, then if he can continue to improve his handle, it's going to make him really hard to defend. Because if you got someone at 6'11" that can shoot the three, but can also get around you if you're too aggressive on your closeouts and you have to respect from deep, then that is a problem for any defense. Absolutely any defense. So if you get that combination with a bit of an improvement down in the paint, if his rebounding can improve a little bit, you throw that together with his elite potential on the defensive end. This is already someone who is good on the defensive end. But Jaren Jackson Jr., in my opinion, has defensive player of the year type quality, type athleticism, and potential on the defensive end. He's a good rim protector. He may never be the best rim protector in the league, but he can be amongst the best. And amongst those best rim protectors, he's someone who has the upside to have more perimeter defense than some of the other ones. Sure, you're looking at someone like Giannis. Giannis is always going to be someone who's in the conversation that is just more athletically gifted than pretty much anyone in their versatility to be elite on the defensive end, because Giannis is, after all, the Greek freak. He is just a freak of nature. Jaren Jackson Jr. is not terribly far off of that level of freakishness when you're talking about someone who's 6'11", a long wingspan, 240 pounds, who also has fairly good lateral quicks and quickness to be able to defend on the perimeter and have that elite rim protection. So I think his upside as an elite player definitely lies on the defensive end. His upside on the offensive end is going to be determined over the next few years by how much he can continue to improve the skills that he already has quality in. He has a bit of a dribble. Can he improve it? He's already a good floor spacer. Can he become a bit more of a shot creator? Can he improve his paint play a little bit more if he wanted to really versatile things up in that area? But if you're that good from the perimeter, that might not even be something he needs to do, especially if he ends up being at the power forward spot and not the center spot. I think the biggest weakness for him that he needs to improve is purely based on his position and his size is his rebounding. His rebounding numbers do definitely get hit, especially over the last 2 years when you're talking about the fact that Jonas Valanciunas was on the team, and he is one of the best prototypical traditional bigs. I sit in the paint, I get my rebounds, I'm a good paint scorer, and so that obviously drains his rebounding numbers down. But even still, I think Jaren Jackson Jr. is very athletic, but I don't think some of his rebounding pure basics and mechanics is right where you need it to be. And so I think if he can continue to improve on that, and that'll to see his rebounding numbers go up and see his impact on the floor be even more moving forward. I think the upside and the future is bright for Jaren Jackson Jr., and I'm excited to see what he can do in the 4th year of his career. Note, this is going to be a career or a contract year for him moving into the 2021-22 season. So he's going to be highly motivated to play well so he can secure that bag, because after an injury in year 2 and very little play in year 3, I think the market's pretty up in the air right now as to what he would be getting paid. But he's definitely going to want to make sure he can play well to secure that bag this upcoming season. So I'm excited to see Jaren Jackson Jr. in this Memphis Grizzlies team this upcoming season. And let me know down in the comment section what you guys think the upside for Jaren Jackson Jr. is, how good he can be and will be moving forward into next season and beyond with the Memphis Grizzlies. With that being said, I hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, be sure to leave a like down below and subscribe to the channel if you are new. And if you want to hear my thoughts on other things NBA offseason, be sure to click the box on the right. And if you want to hear another video on the Memphis Grizzlies, then be sure to click the box on the left. With that being said, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.